Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We interrupt our usual scheduled programming. Who am I kidding? It's not scheduled. But seriously, I am trying to upload stuff. I'm just busy. Life's a bitch. But speaking of bitches, I feel bad calling her that now, but say hi to Viz. She has stuck shed for the first time since I've had her. Years. She's been perfect. I keep an eye on the temperatures and humidity and all that stuff, like to the point of hyperfixation. It's been really cold lately, so I guess the humidity's off for some reason, I guess. It's been a bit high, but that should help shedding, not make it worse. I've never given her a humid box, simply because she's never needed it. But in light of this, I'm gonna give her one in the future, just for the sake of it. If she wants to use it, she can use it. For those of you that don't know what the hell a humid box is, because most of my viewers aren't here to look at snakes, it's a box with damp moss in it, which is very humid, which helps the snake get rid of its skin. Pretty straightforward. But I digress. I'll continue with my story, such as it is. So she actually shed completely fine, or at least I thought she did, because it was one whole piece, which it usually is. But it was one full piece, so everything was fine. Until I went to sleep that night, and suddenly I heard what can only be described as whistling. Which immediately my brain thought, oh shit, respiratory infection. I fucked up. She's going to die. And I went into panic mode because I overreact and I'm hyperfixated on this snake's health. Seriously, if she died, I'd kill you all. But don't worry, it's not a respiratory infection. She's perfectly fine. The one naturally overreacts and worries too much. Or I overreact and worry too much. But after closer inspection, I realized that she actually had a bit of stuck shed on her head. Specifically, around her nostrils. The nostril on the right, at least, had a patch of skin that was slightly off, but slightly not. So there was a tiny hole where the air would escape from. So when she'd breathe through her right nostril, you'd hear a fricking whistling noise. So I dealt with that very quickly so that she could breathe easier and wasn't struggling with that at all. And the following morning, here we are giving the snake a bath. I should probably explain again for my viewers that aren't here to watch snake stuff, which is most of them. I'm just terrible at uploading anything else. The reason for the bath is humidity good for snakes when they're shedding. It's literally very simple. It softens up the dead skin and makes it so you can just wipe it off, pretty much. With the notable exception of stuck eye caps, which you can see in this video. I've got some decent shots of it. Now, Visenya's really friendly. She's never so much as hissed at me. And she's not bad about you touching her head, and a lot of snakes are really head shy. She tolerates it. She doesn't like it, but she'll tolerate it. She'll tolerate it well enough. But I don't like to do it too much because I think it would stress her out. You wouldn't like someone poking you in the fucking face repeatedly, would you? So removing an eye cap is something I've never done before. We'll see how it goes. Thankfully, I know a lot of people with way more experience owning reptiles than I have. Not to mention all the information readily available online from YouTube channels that are actually supposed to be uploading reptile shit, unlike me. But here I am, giving a fucking idiot's guide to putting a snake in some water and getting dead skin off of it. It doesn't quite sound so interesting and romantic when you phrase it like that, does it really? I'm removing dandruff off a snake is essentially what we're doing. I suppose the scientific fucking part of it is the fact that the water needs to be around about the same temperature as her hot side of the tank. So like 30 to like 34, 35 Celsius, if that. Lukewarm, nothing too hot, you don't want to burn her. But that's about the extent of how difficult this is. The difficult part's going to be getting that fucking eye cap off of her. Believe it or not, according to my sources at least, you can use a tiny bit of tape, apply the tiniest bit of pressure, obviously being as careful as possible, very gently, and you essentially just stick it with tape and then pull it away. Because it's already shed off, in theory. I don't know how well that's gonna go. If anyone has any frickin' tips for taking off eye caps out of snakes, feel free to comment below. But that's about all, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was interesting. I've never given a ball python a bath before, and I wanted to share this magical experience with all of you. Side note before we go. Other than the usual spiel about me making up crap and saying that I'm gonna start uploading again, which I totally promised that I'm gonna start uploading it, I am actually getting a second snake, all white with blue eyes, blue-eyed Lucy. I do not have a name for him yet. He's coming on the 6th or the 7th of December. So if anyone has a name for a snake that's white with blue eyes, leave your suggestions in the comments below. Because I have not thought of a name yet. I'm kind of leaning towards calling him Pelinal. Is that how you pronounce it? Pelinal? Pelinal. Pelinal. Pelinal? Pelinal. This is why I'm not completely certain on the name, because I can't pronounce Pelennor Whitestrake. And I think it would be funny to name him after that, because it would be Pelennor Whitesnake. Eh? Eh? No? Eh? Yeah, leave names in the comments. I got no idea. I suck at naming things. Oh yeah, here's the Whitesnake, by the way. Adorable little bastard. I've got another name idea for him, by the way. Get this. We'll name him Privilege. Get it? Privilege, because he's white. White privilege. I couldn't say it with a straight face, Jesus. I could call him Rittenhouse. Get it? Because white privilege. The world is burning. But at least I have my snake. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I'll leave you with a video of me annoying my dog.
You're not supposed to be on the chairs. No, you're not. What are you doing? What are you doing there? Ready? Ready? Steady? Get off there. Bloody dogs.